LIASA is celebrating its 15th anniversary during 2012, and it's a major achievement.
We can all think of where it all started back in 1997 when all the librarians came together and said we really need to speak in one voice, and LIASA was born.
Starting out as a fledgling association, I think it has succeeded in locating itself as a very strong association, not just on the continent but acknowledged internationally as well.
LIASA has been a great experience to be involved with. It started small. It started in a time of, shall we say, a time of struggle and a time of change. And then I ended up being the chair of the convener of the committees that led to the foundation of LIASA. It was a rough ride. It was very, exciting.
For me, it was a very exciting personal journey. I was privileged to be part of the beginnings and was present at the Constitutional Conference on the 10th of July 1997 when LIASA was formed. And it was one of those amazing moments when everybody agreed and there was a sense of togetherness. We are taking these brave new steps into the future for the profession.
I regard the creation of LIASA as one of the most exciting things I've ever been involved in, one of the most fulfilling things I've ever been involved in.
The first 10 years, I think one would say, really been about establishing the association, gaining memberships, being able to get grants, identify what are the key things in the profession and so on, and also starting to build, of course, the library profession and sector in the country. But I think the last 5 years had been about really strengthening and promoting the importance of libraries in society.
Over the past 15 years, LIASA has reached many milestones.
Some tremendous strides was through starting to engage with the community and the society about the important role of libraries.
Wonderful things that I experienced during my presidency was to visit all these areas, the furthest north, south, west and east, and just getting the opportunity to speak to librarians, LIASA members, to get a sense of what they feel, how they look at things and how they would want to take the organization forward.
For a young library association, that was a tremendous achievement, and I think something that LIASA can be very proud of.
About 3,000 plus librarians from across the world gathered in Durban, and we had this wonderful opportunity to share our stories with the rest of the world, but then also to benefit from what the international librarians and professionals could share with us.
And many librarians from all over the world still talk about, that it was one of the best conferences that they attended, and that we had really shown how libraries and what a professional association on the African continent can indeed achieve.
As a result, we see a lot of South Africans participating in IFLA and in international activities.
LIASA has steadily grown from small numbers to having over 1,600 paid-up members in 2012. And this was made possible by the generous funding of the Carnegie Corporation of New York. And here I would like to highlight the fact that the Carnegie Corporation has been, since the beginning, an important partner and supporter of the association.
The Carnegie grant has donated around about 51 to 53 million for the library that you see. And everything that you see here, that is, we start from the furniture that you see, the high technology that you see, and also the new books. 80 to 95% of our stock here at Harare Library was made possible by the donation of the Carnegie grant.
Through partnerships, we were able to break down the isolation that we experience at the library sector level with the international community, to really take up our rightful place in that community.
we have made many contacts with other African library associations and have offered to support some of the associations who have had some difficulties. We believe that strong library associations mean strong libraries, strong support for librarians, and providing growth and development support for the countries.
It has really achieved and make a difference in the landscape of the LIS. Still up to now, improving libraries and building new libraries and also training librarians. I think back of the first conference and the many conferences we are now enjoying. And these conferences have already become a platform for LIASA members to exchange ideas, to think about the future. And LIASA is even moving towards really becoming a voice, a national voice for the profession.
South African Library Week has become the campaign to raise awareness of libraries. And with the support of the Department of Arts and Culture, we have been able to grow this from quite humble beginnings into 2012, where we had, I think, the most successful South African Library Week campaign thus far. The establishment of the Continuing Education and Professional Development Unit within LIASA. This unit looks after training and development, and over 15 years have managed to train and develop library practitioners, keeping them up to date with the latest developments.
I was one of the recipients of the South African Leadership Program, and I must say from that I grew. So I'm one of those who really benefited from LIASA, and I have grown professionally. I've even taken some leadership roles which I never thought I would take before.
And LIASA has brought many benefits to me in terms of my profession as a librarian. LIASA has offered quite a number of opportunities. For instance, you get to become a member of one of the interest groups. They hold workshops now and then that are relevant to that particular interest group. So those are very beneficial, because sometimes what you have learned at varsity, you tend to forget if you don't use. So LIASA is there to sort of remind us.
We have now added to that bouquet of training the Next Generation Public Librarian Scholarship.
In our class of 11 students, many of them come from disadvantaged backgrounds. And without this scholarship program, I think many of them would not have had the opportunity to experience a university environment. We've seen how it has actually changed them. Some of them have said this is a life-changing experience for them. They go back to their workplaces, or they return to work at the end of the year with very different perspectives and worldviews.
Hopefully we can go out there and be leaders in our profession and leaders in providing information, and that's the way of the future.
This qualification will do so much for me, because now I'm learning a lot that I never thought I would in my life.
The information that we have already, gotten out of this course, so applicable to my workplace, where I can apply it and develop my staff. Personally, I wouldn't have been able to afford this wonderful opportunity, and I would just like to take this opportunity again to thank the Carnegie Trust for affording me this, and it's opened up a whole wide world for me.
This opportunity, it's so marvelous. It's hard to express what it means to me. We all know that we want to advance in our careers. I feel like I've done a lot of personal developing as well.
I would like to see an inflow of well-educated young library professionals. And for a renewal of the profession, we do need a core of academically trained people who can think through issues and provide leadership.
As a librarian, you should actually be a role model for what librarians are all about. Learn from each other. Ask senior librarians to be your mentors. Get involved in LIASA. Take on leadership opportunities. We are here for a specific number of years. The future of the profession lies in your hands. And my role is to ensure that you are developed into a much more mature professional and an individual that can take the profession forward, so that librarianship becomes a deep-rooted profession within South Africa.
To be involved in LIASA is not a 9-to-5 job. You must be prepared to work after hours, over weekends, make some personal sacrifices. Because if you're a 9-to-5 LIASA member, forget it, you're not going to make it here. May we have a lot of years of unification, of lobbying for library information services, and many years to make sure that our profession is being built to the betterment and to the benefit of our communities that we serve.
With LIASA, I think they've empowered that librarian is not only just being a librarian, it's a profession that we have to, first of all, us as librarians have to respect it, and also the public might get to respect that librarianship is a profession.
There is a lot to do in the country for libraries, and I see LIASA really being the watchdog to really make sure that the library and information services in the country improve. I see LIASA being the spokesperson, LIASA going and lobby government to ensure that every person in South Africa is able to access libraries.
Finally, I want to take this opportunity to really congratulate all LIASA members and all of you who are present here tonight at this wonderful occasion to really reflect and to look forward to the future of LIASA.
Libraries are fundamental for the growth of our country. And looking at the theme of the conference for 2012, libraries, empowering communities, building a nation, I believe that is very true. You should be proud of being a librarian. It is indeed a challenging but wonderfully fulfilling profession.
Happy 15th birthday, LIASA. May you go from strength to strength, and thank you for a wonderful dynamic leadership.
Happy birthday to LIASA. Happy birthday to you. Hip 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 hooray.
Happy 50th birthday, LIASA. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.